Welcome back. Prime News on HLN. Continuing a conversation about a little missing 5-year-old, Hassani Campbell. Last seen with his foster father, taking him to an auto parts yard, and then the foster father says he took him to a storefront where his aunt had worked, and little Hassani had gone to the back of the store, and that's the last he saw of him. We're taking your calls. Percy is with us in Kansas. Hey, Percy, comment, question here?
Yeah, Mike. I
Hey.
just wanted to ask a question. How come they're not bringing in, like, the bloodhounds, the dogs, to try to track them, since they know where supposed last spot was? That would seem reasonable.
Okay, good question there. Don, is it time? Would that be an effective measure at this point?
You know, your call is brilliant, because we just talked about here, lack of resources. You've got a 5-year-old that's missing. Come on, Mike. We always turn out the whole schoolyard to help find this kid, and they've got to do that, and I agree with him.
Yeah, good call there. Let's get back to Jason Vanderbeck, and staff writer, San Francisco Chronicle. What is the family makeup here? You've got Lewis Ross, who is, as he puts it, foster father. Jennifer Campbell, who he is dating, and I believe she's pregnant with his child. That's Hassani's aunt. Well, where's biological mom and dad, Jackson?
Well, they live in a neighboring city, and, I mean, we've talked to family, and they say they're devastated by the events here. I should note, by the way, that they have brought in a dog, both at the scene and during the searches over the weekend. They've repeatedly brought in both dogs that are specially trained, both to look for bodies and to look for live people who are missing. So they've definitely been doing that, and as I said, the family says every day that they can't find him is obviously causing them even more concern.
Okay, and the future for Hassani was what? Lewis Ross was going to marry his aunt, and that's who was going to raise him?
That looks like they were moving to get custody, official final custody of him.
Gotcha. Brian, there's the family dynamic that you had mentioned. What do you make of that?
Well,
it's pretty intricate there. What are your thoughts?
Family complexity always interests me, Mike, because the more people you have around who might have strong negative feelings toward a child or that child's parents, to me, become more potential suspects when something like this happens. Also, I'd be interested to know in what all the nationalities are of everybody involved, because we've seen some international kidnappings where people have known where a child was going to be at a particular time, like a drop-off, a set drop-off time, and they believe they should have had custody, and boom, they pick the kid up, and they're gone out of the country.
Yeah, but before let's ask, Jackson, what do we know about the relationship between Lewis Ross, the foster father, and little Hassani? Anybody, any neighbors, friends, family talking about that?
Well, that's very interesting. The neighbors have say they have not seen this child. He's not like he was playing regularly in the neighborhood. As far as, just the relationship between the foster father and son, he appears, and by the account of the family, that he was a devoted parent, and that there was also a daughter, a younger daughter, who is 1 year old, and she was also there at the time the disappearance occurred.
And she's fine. She was.
Yes.
What there was a transfer to the aunt with her?
Yes, she was actually with the foster father in front of the store.
Okay, guys, thanks so much, Jackson, Don, Brian. We appreciate it. Coming up, 2 high school leaders say